That's the Craig. Lance, you get that?
Yep.
Perfect. All right. This is the week 10 results, week 11 preview of the Huge Sack podcast. We skipped a week or two. I don't even know. But we're just going to ignore that and keep plowing through. So I'm here with Luke and Lance again. And I guess we can just hop right into this. We're going to start with our personal teams, our own personal teams we are fans of. We're going to start with Lance on that one. How are your Broncos doing, buddy?
Same old Broncos. They lost 17-10 against the Tennessee Titans. I think they held Derrick Henry in check pretty well, but obviously, same old Broncos of this year. Russell Wilson cannot find the end zone, and he's out there calling the Seahawks audibles, and no one on the offense has any idea what he's doing out there. So
Yeah.
that's what I have to report, and it's going back to there was a stat
Really?
that came out. If the Broncos could just score 18 points a game, I think they would be 8-1 this year. So fantastic.
Yikes.
Broncos country is sad. I
Dude,
want to say
are
alive
you
and well, but
serious?
they're sad.
He's out there calling audibles that the
Yeah,
Seahawks use?
They came out in a report that one of the linemen was talking to a guy at like the Broncos fan radio station, and Russ is out there calling audibles that he used in Seattle, and no one on the offense knows what he's talking about.
So what happens then? It's just a broken play?
They just are like, I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out.
Rough, dude.
Yeah,
I saw that Judy got hurt.
Judy did get hurt. Yep.
Yikes, dude. You know what? Here's the deal. I get this, like that it's Russ and you paid him this much money and he should be doing what he's supposed to be doing for you.
Yeah.
But also, you can't expect everything to be just perfect right off the rip. You know, and I get that we're halfway through the season. I get that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to take a little more time. See, he's still got to get shit like that out of his brain, that he can't do stuff like that. It's programmed.
I think if he's that good enough of a quarterback and you think he's valued at that amount of money, he should be able to adapt to a new offense, and he shouldn't be making mistakes like this mid-season. That's my thought on it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm pretty sure when Peyton Manning went there, he did pretty well right away.
Or at least in practice, he let his offense know what he was doing, and he's like, hey, I used this in Seattle, so this is what this means. But it sounds like that conversation never happened.
It just seems like there's a disconnect.
Big time.
It's sad, but I don't know. He should be better. He's my QB in fantasy.
Time to start over again. No, I'm just kidding. They won't. I don't see them getting rid of Russ, but I don't think Hackett's going to be there next year.
I agree with that. I think a lot of it is a lot of your losses are your coaching staff making stupid decisions.
We'll put points on the board. Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. We're going to swing over to Luke's team. We got the Packers. We got some big wins.
Yeah, the Packers that last week, they surprised all of us, I know. And they surprised everybody pretty much. And I wish they could have done it without having to take it to overtime. But, I think the spread was saying that the Cowboys would win by 10. And the Packers ended up winning. It was pretty nice seeing that maybe Aaron Rodgers is getting a little bit of a relationship with Christian Watson.
Seeing that.
So that, because you always got to root for the NDSU kids.
Oh yeah,
But,
five touchdowns and whoops, skipping ahead to last night, but 5 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
yeah, it, and that, you feel good for him, especially just because he's the one that kind of set the season. Maybe is where it was when he dropped the touchdown pass in week 1.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I was happy to see him win for once. I know
Yep.
we're a day late and they didn't keep it going, but I I was happy with the performance this last Sunday.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Now I do have to comment. What is going on, dude? Aaron Rodgers is like always mad at your head coach.
the floor.
Yeah, dude, they hate each other.
I don't know. I know that when McCarthy left a couple of years ago, I don't think Aaron Rodgers really cared for LaFleur, but then they still did pretty well the first year with him.
Um,
And I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, I think, was older or like the same age as LaFleur, and maybe that's an issue where it's like, why should I listen to this guy who's younger than me or hasn't been on this team as long as I have? Or I don't know what the issue
yeah,
is. He's
yeah.
he's just a diva, and I really wish he wasn't because like I've said before, the Packers don't really seem like they're an attitude type team, except for him now.
Right. Yeah,
I
I
wonder.
kind of
I
agree
wonder
with
if
that.
Yeah, I wonder if at the end there too, McCarthy was kind of just letting Rodgers have free roam with the offense, and LaFleur came in and is like dialing them back and hey, you're gonna run the offense this way and my way. And I could see Rodgers having an issue with that. I don't know if that's what's going on, but that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know the Packers have historically been pretty good in like our lifetimes, at least.
Yeah.
So I don't, I don't foresee LaFleur getting fired over like this year,
No.
but I think, I think it's just everybody is starting to see that Aaron Rodgers is just kind of a diva, and he's the one causing all these problems. It's not the coach. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
glad they won. I hope they continue to win, but I this is one of the first times that I've actually since I've been paying attention to football that I don't think the Packers are even making the playoffs.
Yeah. There maybe was
Yep.
like I think there was 2 years where you guys made through wild card because didn't you win the Super Bowl one of those years?
Yeah, that was before they added the 7th seed, and the Packers had been the 6th seed in 2011 when they won the Super
Mm.
Bowl.
Was that the
Yeah,
same year that Adrian Peterson got the rushing record?
I think so. No,
Um,
no, that was the year after.
You're right. You're right. I know that was around Adrian Peterson's time because I know he was competing for that NFC North top seed with the Packers. Those are his good years.
Mm.
and
So,
then he was disciplining his child.
yikes!
Yeah, yikes.
Yikes!
I
All
thought we
right.
said no, no politics, no politics.
Yeah, no fault. All right, we're gonna jump right back. We're gonna use that Adrian Peterson thing about his kids to transition into my Minnesota Vikings.
That's
Guys, dude. I don't even know what to say about this game. Okay, I was watching. Okay, the roller coaster that happened was just nuts, and it just happened to be on the Vikings side. If I'm being honest with you, because the Bills are playing about as good as the Vikings.
I thought I was over at halftime.
Okay, now that's the one thing that we need to talk about is the fact that they came back. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, last 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, we made a chart, okay? And you guys said that they were not in that S tier. Luke still
Right.
probably doesn't think so. I think so. That they belong up there. I'm wondering what you guys think there.
After that game, I think they belong there.
Luke?
I won't say that.
Anyway, they played a hell of a second half. Honestly, there was just a couple mistakes in the first half that kind of that's kind of what you see from the Bills, in my opinion, is you make little mistakes and they execute something that makes it a huge mistake, right? So I guess where I'm at with that is that that lead was big because of that. We climbed back into that game. I was watching this video and it you know, they have the analysis or whatever of the percentages of your win loss percentage or percentage of
And
chance of
probability.
yes, whatever.
Yeah.
And it went from like 13% or 16% or something like that uh before Justin Jefferson made that grab, which was nuts by the way. And it jumped up like to like 35% after that, right? And then he made another grab and then it jumped up to like 70%. And it was like 70% until Kirk missed the touchdown. And then it dropped down to 0.9% chance of the Vikings winning the game. And then it jumped up to like 65% or something like that after they recovered the fumble in the end zone. And then it going into overtime with the ball, after the coin toss, it was like still like 35% in favor of the Vikings because the Bills offense is just so overpowered. The roller coaster, man. It was nuts. Anyway, that's my little spiel. Hell of a game. I'm loving my Vikings right now.
Game of the year, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Absolutely. Luke, do you have an opinion?
I'm hoping the Vikings go back to their old ways soon.
Can you wait until after this season?
No.
And I guess since you brought it up with Adrian Peterson and his son, Kirk Cousins better be careful with all those chains that he's putting together. His kids better be careful. Better stay in line.
Yep. Oh man. I'm loving it, dude. It's a hell of a season. Anyway, I guess we can swing right over into our highs and lows. I think I said enough about my team. I don't think we need to elaborate enough on or more on that. That was a little too long. Anyway,
Well,
highs
Vikings
and
are
lows.
rolling.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Highs and lows. Let's go, Lance. What's your high? What's your low? Let's go lows first.
Okay.
Or whichever one you think.
Yeah, let's go. Let's just take care of the low really quick. These trashy Las Vegas Raiders. They should change the black, and they should honestly change the Browns colors because they've been playing like poop so bad. Going to Indianapolis not into Indianapolis. Indianapolis goes to Vegas, and I get it. We all love the Jeff Saturday story. Awesome story that former player out of nowhere just gets the starting coaching job. Seemed pretty crazy, but worked out in the Colts' favor. And the Raiders, I guess they're kind of like the Broncos too. They're not scoring. They're blowing leads all year, and it's just the same Raiders that showed up on Sunday. And I don't know if it's just because you don't have to tell me about Josh McDaniels' track record as a head coach because it did not work in Denver. And I don't know if it's the same thing that's going into Vegas, but yeah, this roster's ready to blow up here pretty soon. And the Raiders, it's just abysmal. And they bring in arguably the best wide receiver last year, Devontae Adams, and they're supposed to take a step ahead, but
Seems
yeah.
like they didn't do anything, honestly. This is right where they've been hovering for the last 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. They're just hovering over mediocrity or just below. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like I said, you love that Colts story, but I mean, you can't lose to that Colts team. They weren't playing
Right.
good before, and new head coach and new offensive coordinator. I don't care if that brings a new kind of energy. You shouldn't have lost to that Colts team.
right. Also, didn't I saw something about Derek Carr had some interview and he was complaining about like the coaching staff.
I guess
Pretty
I didn't hear about him complaining about the coaching staff. I saw
Just
that he got emotional and he's like, I'm giving 110% out here. It's like, I think our guys are, but you can't force other people or whatever. Like he was damn near crying on the podium. I thought I saw him.
yeah, he's just disgusted that they put all the effort into practice and they're just high energy and then they can't transition it to the field on Sunday.
hell, dude.
Yeah.
That must be
Rough.
frustrating. I think I get where he's coming from. You know what? I like him as a quarterback. I'm still on his side, man. He's a pretty good quarterback. He just needs to.
Broncos should do a switcheroo again. Derek Carr for Russ.
Yeah,
Send him to Vegas.
Yeah, give him that contract.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So that's your low, right?
That's my low.
All right. What's your high?
My high is, and I just want to point out, because since we missed last week, everybody forgot or missed that I took a huge chance on Monday Night Football picking Washington over the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll tell you what, Tyler Heineke showed up. It was so fun to
Absolutely.
watch him just, said it last time too, sling the pill. The Eagles couldn't stop the run. Honestly, yeah, like they couldn't move the ball at all. I know that Washington has a good defense, but it was just Washington's night, and they got it done in a big way. So, congratulations to the Commanders.
Do you
Absolutely.
think that the Eagles kind of do the typical thing where they're doing so well and the team they're against realistically isn't, and they just got too cocky and didn't realize they were still playing an NFL team, or what?
That honestly, that probably could have been what happened, but it just, I don't know. It just there just wasn't any urgency. It felt like on Philly's side, they were just kind of like, "Oh, we're just gonna beat them," and then Washington's defense just came out and knocked him in the mouth, and Philly just had no answer for it. And the Phillies defense that is supposed to be a top defense this year, I believe, they couldn't stop them.
Yep. They got roasted, dude.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. All right. Luke. Highs, lows.
I'll do my low first as well. I'll go with the Saints. They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who honestly at this point with all the changes and stuff, I don't even know who the hell the Steelers quarterback is. And they're one of the worst teams in the league this year. And the Saints said supposed to be better than that. I don't really know all that much that happened in the game. I just saw the final score and I was like, that doesn't seem right.
They need to put Jameis back in.
Yep. I agree with that. The Jameis move would probably glue them together enough to put a couple games together. Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted more of his like pep talks.
Yeah, he's. Ugh. You know what? I was kind of a little bit of a Tampa Bay fan when he was in Tampa Bay.
No,
Boy,
but I
did
yeah,
that turn me away real quick.
but I agree too, Luke, with the Saints. I mean, Olave is having a pretty good rookie year. I think they got Jarvis back finally, and they still have Alvin Kamara, and it, yeah, they have offensive firepower. They're just not, again, with the teams we've been talking about, they just haven't been doing anything.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so that's your low. Luke. Shit. Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Um, I don't really know why what Kamara is doing or whatever, but it's like I don't really hear about him
Yeah.
this year much. Um, anyways, my high uh for that last week it was going to be the Packers because they they beat a team, the Cowboys, that has actually finally been like Cowboys have been my high probably a couple weeks this year already, and the Packers beat the Cowboys when with the season they're having they really shouldn't have. So I mean I kind of talked about the Packers already, so that's about I think I said most of what I had to say about them.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I'm going to use this right now. Lance, unless you have any like final comments about that, um, but I'm going to
Oh,
transition. Are you good or you do?
yep, I'm good.
All right. So I'm going to use that to transition to my highs and lows actually. And I actually had the Cowboys as my low this week. So I guess I'm using a little bit of like a recency bias, right? Cuz we just watched the Packers lose to the Titans. But I mean, if you go back and you look, the Packers haven't been winning and the Cowboys have been winning. So, this to me was kind of one of those deals where you could pick either team as one be your high and one be your low, right? So I had the Cowboys as my low. I feel like they should have won this game. Packers weren't playing that great. They maybe have stepped it up for the Cowboys game, but they end up losing to the Titans the next week. So I guess
No,
in my
I
opinion,
go ahead.
the Cowboys should have won this game, right?
I completely agree. I mean, I am the Packers fan of the group, and all three of us chose the Cowboys to win last week
Yep.
because we I've given up basically on the Packers this year. I know I tried going for them last night, but I I don't foresee good things happening with the Packers this year, and the Cowboys have been doing a lot better than or, well, they're actually performing as expected, except for this last week. And I don't know. I'm happy the Packers won, but it's realistically a game that the Cowboys should have won.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. The Cowboys need to win. That was probably on their schedule. They were looking at that as like an easy one. That's an easy one to get a one in the win column, you know?
Yep.
And I am just looking at previous schedule. They were coming off a bye too, so definitely had extra time to prepare. This was definitely a winnable game for them.
Yep. Yep. So that's my low. And actually, my high is the Vikings. I don't need to get back into that. They played a hell of a game and they won it. Hope it continues to work out for them. They are playing the Cowboys. My low for this last week next week.
Yeah.
So, actually, with that, we can transition right into our picks for next week, week 11. We already picked one. I think, all picked
we're
the
all
Packers.
Yep, we're all losers.
Yep, we all picked the Packers, and the Titans won it. Lance, can you give us a count?
Yep. Luke is at 82, Phil is at 83, and Lance reclaimed the top of the mountain with 84.
No. All right. Okay, so we talked about the Titans Packers game already. We all picked the Packers, and the Titans won that. We don't really have much to say about that, right? We'll talk about it next week, probably, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna swing on into the Bears and Falcons game. I'm gonna go with the Falcons on this one. Well, did the Falcons have a bye last week, or did they?
They
had
played on Thursday.
Oh, they lost to the Panthers. I can't do that. Bears.
I'm gonna go with the Bears as well. Justin Field had a hell of a game. I know they ended up losing to the Lions, but I think he put up like 40 fantasy points, and he's now in the top 10 quarterback rushing yards per game. He's in the top 10 twice now, along with like Michael Vick and other big names like that.
Yeah,
Boy.
Bears offense is starting to figure it out, so I'm picking the Bears too.
Oh yeah. All right. We got the Eagles and the Colts. Eagles probably going to bounce back in this one.
Go Eagles.
Ah.
Lance, come on.
No, I'm picking the Eagles. I listened to too much McAfee to pick the Colts, but yeah, no, I'm going Philly.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't lose. They can't lose this one.
No, they
They
won't
just
lose.
can't.
They won't drop two of them in a row to teams
No.
like that. Jets Patriots. Someone else go first on this one.
I think I'm going to go with the Patriots because the Jets they're just weird. Sometimes they do really well, sometimes they do really poor. Patriots at least pretty consistent.
Going along with that, this might be my weird one. I think
Yeah.
the Jets steal one in New England. They have an oddly weird good game against Belichick.
I'll go with I think I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who picked the Jets?
I did.
Okay. Commanders and the Texans. Commanders should win this. So I'm gonna go Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going with the Commanders too.
All right. Rams Saints. Guys.
I don't know what to do on this one.
I'm gonna go
it's in New Orleans.
Yep. Stafford is playing.
Okay, so what are we going with? So what? I think I'm
Lucas
gonna go
going
with.
Saints.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go with home field as well.
Got to make it a little bit interesting, right?
You doing Rams?
I'll take the Rams.
You might jump ahead of us here. You're gonna get the Jets and the Rams.
Yeah.
All right. Browns and Bills. The Bills will bounce back in this one.
And they are not playing in Buffalo. They are playing in Detroit.
We are playing in Detroit. That's right.
Is that a dome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They'll play fine.
Yeah, I'm going Bills too.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Bills.
Panthers, Ravens. Ravens will win this one. Panthers have been winning though. No, they haven't. They
Yeah,
lost
it's-
to
it's
the
going
Bengals. Bad.
it's going back to Baker. So I'm picking Baltimore too.
I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Okay.
Lions and Giants.
Giants. Well said.
I'll take the Giants as well.
Giants.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's different though.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden the Lions are like putting some wins together. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Lance.
Yeah.
Raiders Broncos in Denver.
I'm picking Denver because it's in Denver.
What's the snow like right now down there?
I guess I haven't checked, but I'm sure it'll be on the ground.
I know Mile Highs.
Yeah. They are wearing their Color Rush uniforms, if that makes a difference to anybody, and they will be having the throwback logo in the end zone.
Saw the throwback logo. That looks so dope. The big D.
Oh yeah. The D will show up.
Yup. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
These are both just bad teams this year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of pull a Lance and go for something a little bit different, and I'm gonna try the Raiders. See if we can. Maybe they can start performing like they are supposed to.
Probably their
Mhm.
only good game this year was against Denver earlier, so it wouldn't surprise me.
All right. Cowboys, Vikings.
Gotta go the Vikes.
Luke.
You know, it was just last year, right, where the Cowboys came in with Cooper Rush and beat the Vikings at home.
That was last year, yep.
There was.
I don't think the Vikings are necessarily going to overlook the Cowboys, like how we were thinking. Uh, who did I just talk about doing that? Oh, the Eagles Commanders.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are pissed about losing to a bad team this year, which was the Packers. I I mean, the Vikings are kind of on a high, but the Cowboys are.
Is it too much of a high? Is where I'm kind of leaning to.
Now you guys
I
are
know.
pushing towards the fucking Cowboys? What?
I'm choosing the Cowboys, fan.
I'm fine with Luke.
Luke is very convincing right now.
Okay, back up a second. Back up a
I
second.
felt
Lance,
bad
let me back up a second, guys. Okay. This is not like that. There is something different. I have never felt like this as a Vikings. I have had winning seasons as a Vikings fan. I have never felt like this specifically. I can't even explain it to you guys. It just feels different. It's a different coaching staff. It just feels like a different franchise in general, guys. It essentially is a completely different franchise. It's different, guys.
If you drop one game, it's not the end of the world.
Not even. Yeah, it's whatever. But here's the deal. It's in Minnesota. You know that you are going to pack that stadium after last week. Come on. You're going to show up.
I'll stay with the Vikings.
I'm sticking with the Vikings as well. Okay. But Luke, I will agree with you. Right before we made these picks, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking like that's typical. They're going to pack the stadium and then all the fans are going to be leaving in the third quarter because they're going to be down by like 35. So, because
No,
I've experienced that as a
it'll
Vikings
be
fan.
it'll be a close game. Dallas isn't gonna kick the shit out of them or anything.
Yeah, I think I'm
If
not saying
anything, it'll be like a last-second touchdown or a last-second field goal to get them.
Yeah, Dak will have to do something in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I do think it's going to be a hard-fought game, both sides.
Will it be a one-score game?
No, I I I think it's going to be in
Like a
the
10-point game? Like 30 to 20?
I think it's going to be in the upper 20s, low 30s scoring game.
Okay. Gotcha. Anyway, we'll just jump past that. We'll see. I'm really excited for this game. Not super excited that it's being played at the mid-afternoon game, but whatever. Actually, I think were they going to move that to primetime?
No, they moved Kansas City at the Chargers to primetime.
They did, you're right. That was not the game to move.
Yeah, probably not.
Anyway, Bengals Steelers. I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. They had a bye this last week, right?
Yeah. Joey
Yep, I'm
B,
going
baby.
Bengals. They put up 42 the week before, right? Yeah, against the Panthers, but whatever. Luke.
Bengals.
All right, Chiefs Chargers. I think we got to go with the Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, I suppose Chiefs.
All right, and then Monday night we have the Cardinals and the 49ers. It's in Arizona. Arizona just. Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. They are the home team though.
They are the home team. I'm not gonna beat around the bush, Niners.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with you on that one. I know that the Cardinals just put up a win against the reigning champions, but they suck penis this year, so
Yeah, and that was even Colt McCoy. It wasn't even Kyler.
yeah. Anyway. Okay, so that's all of our games.
Wait,
guys...
Luke didn't pick.
God damn, what did you Niners? He put the Niners in. All right.
Okay.
Perfect. Do you guys have any last comments before we end this here?
I didn't overly like the outcome of the game on Sunday between the Vikings and Bills, but I do hope that we have some actual good games again like that this week.
Yeah,
regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless of who won that game, it was a good game.
Yes, it was.
That was a playoff game.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. So, anyway, because okay, and honestly, can we not discredit Stefon Diggs' one-handed grab as well?
True.
That was very nice. And it was just haymaker after. Anyway, Lance, you got any final comments?
That's right.
All right. Thanks for watching or listening or whatever you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys coming by. I'm sorry we didn't upload last week. We'll try to keep up on it. If we don't come in every week, whatever. This is our podcast, not yours. But stick around and do it with us by subscribing and following and liking the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good night. Can I get one more let's ride, Lance?
Let's ride. Better than Russell Wilson.